And we will be seeing you for the next one.
And that next one is set to start in just a moment. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everyone. Coming off of an incredible match between Russia and Germany. As Mavs and Vorty said, seed number 4 now eliminated top 12 by Germany, who has advanced into the top 8. And here we have another top 12 losers bracket matchup between Poland and China. Seed number 2 knocked down to losers by Australia last weekend. And so the bracket in losers this week in semifinals is absolutely wild. I am Dio, and I have the pleasure of joining Miles for this cast between two very, very strong teams.
Dio, and you're right. This losers bracket this weekend is such a bloodbath. So we see Russia being eliminated there, the number 4 seed. Would you believe me if I told you that we aren't seeing the end of losers bracket this weekend without either the 2 or the 3 seed also being eliminated?
I would. United States and Poland on the same side of losers bracket this weekend. Poland looking to roll their way through China here and eventually face the United States in their next matchup this weekend in losers bracket. That means that either the number 2 or number 3 seed from qualifiers, one of the 2 top teams from the very start of the tournament who were slated to contend for a win, will not be making it into the finals weekend of the OS World Cup this year, which is absolutely wild. By the way, we've already got some bans, Hard Rock 2 and Free Mod 2 banned out by Poland. We were talking about China's pick strategy before this match. They top scored the Hard Rock 2 last weekend in the quarterfinals. I think that's a fantastic ban from Poland. And same actually for this Free Mod 2. China had really, really good scores on the Alt Free Mod last weekend in Free Mod 2 and actually top scored that map as well. So I think great bans from Poland there. And same from China. You're banning out speed against this Poland team when your own team really, really struggles with especially that burst speed. I think China actually is a little bit better on the long stream stamina speed picks like Skin Thief, like Break Through the Night. So I do like banning out Far East Nightbird and Last Straw from China here.
And even then, China, I think, has made leaps and bounds on their normal stamina as well, leaving things like Blue Zenith open when they got, I think, rank 2 on the Nomad 2 in qualifiers. Correct me if I'm wrong. Still very, very much a good stamina country now is China, so banning out the speed, I think, is a valid strategy here. And now, on to the first pick. It's Poland to pick first. Not really sure where they can go here. They've got a lot of options. They're going to go for the Skin Thief, though. Just going to get that speed right out of the way instantly.
Yeah, no surprises there. China actually number 4 on Nomad 2 in qualifiers, but close enough, man. I mean, higher seeded than Poland on the Nomad 2 in qualifiers. That's all that really matters in the context of this match. But unfortunately, Nomad 2 in qualifiers was 200 BPM. Skin Thief is 230 BPM. CS3 with a couple of very, very long, 128-note death streams in this map.
Yeah, definitely a completely different level from that Nomad 2, where that feels more like a Nomad 2 in a traditional slot sense. This feels a lot more like a Nomad 5 in the 2020 sort of sense, where it's just long stream, stamina, high BPM for the entire way through. If you had stamina for Nomad 2, that doesn't really mean you're going to have it for this Nomad 5 here.
We'll see how well China's able to do on this. They are going to be bringing in some of the non-core roster for this sort of pick. Z Numbers, Survivor, and Mid-C. Joining Lolol233, that is the original Lolol, also known as Milk Tea. This is the one that started it all for the Lolol collab on the side of Team China. So good to see Milk Tea in for this. And I think Milk Tea, kind of the best stamina player on the side of China among their core roster.
Pretty much. I think of the players who we've seen rotate kind of in those other 4 slots for China outside of their core, it's really been a lot of emphasis on their speed roster, with players like Joseph Joestar and who's the other one?
CRZ Maki also, right?
Yeah.
It really has been a heavy emphasis on finding players to go in for these sorts of maps for China, because their core roster is so good at everything else, but just gets hard gapped by every other team's core roster on speed. So for them, they've been on this kind of journey to find these other players who are really strong on speed and can complement the rest of the core roster, because they really don't need subs to go in for other stuff in most map pools. It really is that speed that limits this team a lot of time in where they can place in the World Cup. And unfortunately, running into a brick wall here in Poland with regard to the speed, I don't think any sort of additions to the roster are going to help China here unless they are absolute top-notch, because Poland is one of the best speed teams in the tournament, up there with the likes of Australia. We did see Australia beat out Poland on speed last week, but it's not like Poland put up bad scores. They had fantastic runs on, for example, the double time 2 last weekend. They were number 4 overall on the map. The speed mapping qualifiers, they were number 1 overall on the DT2 in qualifiers, number 2 overall on the DT3 in qualifiers. So this is a team that absolutely has the skill cap and consistency to make it happen on picks like Skin Thief. And I think a pretty obvious first pick when your opponent double bans speed against you, right?
Yeah, it's a classic speed abuse here. It's unfortunate for China, but as much emphasis as they've put on that speed roster throughout these years, they are going to be hard to find a 4-man lineup that can beat a team like Poland on the Skin Thief. We say that, they do manage to take a slight early lead that very promptly does go back in favor of Poland, though. It doesn't, actually.
But does it actually? The accuracy right now for Poland really struggling. Rafis on 90%, Bartek on 95%, and the members of China all at least 93 or above. You have Survivor X4 with the 1 breakdown at that 93 mark, but still holding on to a not bad score. Unfortunately, as the combos continue to grow here and the FCs stay intact for Poland, that score lead is going to start to swap over a little bit. But this is a really strong speed roster here for Poland. It's Rafis, Bartek, 2 of the speed.
Oh, but there goes Bartek.
Oh, there goes Bartek, actually missing on the aim after the streams. And now you see so much accuracy. The chain miss for Bartek being dropped as well. It's still somehow not gone over to China yet, Miles. There goes Rafis.
Numbers.
That's going to be it, though. All of China's holding.
Dude, Z numbers, I don't think he hit a single 300 on that last long stream. He is down at 88%, but he is holding. No, He hit the miss on the slow part. I cannot believe that. But China, they've... Oh, and Rafis breaks too. China now has the opportunity to maybe take a break point on speed.
Yeah, Rafis had broken as well alongside Bartek earlier on. Milty and Milty drop on the aim as well. It's all down to Malashevsky and Kasiaprovika, renamed to Tomasz Szyk here.
No, there he goes.
Poland. He misses as well now. It's Malashevsky and Survivor X4 with combo, but that is not going to be enough for China. Malashevsky's on 97 with the FC, and Survivor is not quite there. 200 combo back from an FC. Oh, who is going to be able to hold? There's extra combo as well on the side of Bartek for Poland, so even if Malashevsky misses here, it's not quite guaranteed. Bartek goes down as well, but this is 100k in climbing, Miles, and there goes Survivor. That is going to be it. It looked doable for China for a moment there, but Poland in the end will be taking it on Skin Thief.
I'm just so shell-shocked from how this map played out, because at least 5 players in this lobby missed on the slower parts. They missed on the jumps and just shredded all through the long streams. But wow, China making that first pick look a lot scarier than I think a lot of us expected there for Poland. But nonetheless, it is going to be a 1-0 lead for them going into China's first pick. Speaking of which, where do you think China goes? I think they traditionally like to go for something that's a little bit aim control heavy. A team that also likes to pick tech a lot. I think something like Tatatan could be a good pick for them.
Yeah, something like Tatatan could be a good pick for them. We have seen China be really strong on some of the free mods. I think Zetsu would also be just fine for them. Unironically, Sig is also kind of a shout for this China roster. They have such a good Hard Rock Precision roster that I don't even think just overmodding Hard Rock is bad on Sig for this team. So I kind of expect them to pick into it at some point during this match. But, I mean, generally, you're going to be looking to this team to pick into stuff like the Nomad 3, the Nomad 4, stuff like Tatatan and Nomad, stuff like Zetsu. And it actually is Sig first pick, Miles.
Oh.
This is crazy from China. I'm so expecting a heavy Hard Rock overmod from this team on this map.
China, historically, they're a really, really good hard rock roster and a really good free mod roster as well in general. You have players like Crystal who are just almost automatic on the mod. Probably going to see David Q2, also known as Lolo235, taking the hidden. And then you're right, I think we could just see the rest of the Chinese roster taking hard rock here. For the side of Poland, don't really see too many players in the lobby. We see Bartek there. Could expect him to take a hidden. Very reliable hidden player in tournaments throughout the years. And other than that, probably going to see Malashevsky taking a mod. Maybe a hidden hard rock from him.
Yeah, I'm really not sure exactly what mods we're going to get here. I think for Poland, you're expecting Bartek to take this hidden, right? Unless we see Malashevsky go hidden on this sort of pick. But you're really expecting, I think, the hard rock overmod from China with either My Angel Anzu or Midsi on the hidden, I have to think. And then I think Poland is honestly going to have more no mods here for this sort of map. There are parts of this that are more difficult no mod than hidden. Some of the overlapping stream patterns, for example, that double back on themselves are really, really difficult on a pick like this. So it's tough to call exactly who's going to prefer hidden and who's going to prefer no mod if you are not taking hard rock on this. And let's be clear, hard rock's not exactly comfortable on this sort of map. We say overmod hard rock for China because they are a very, very good hard rock precision team. And this map is CS 7.8 with hard rock. It's very, very small circles, not something you usually see in the World Cups, and honestly not super common in tournaments in general at this point. So something that hard rock specialist teams will really, really enjoy on this pool, and something that some of the other teams might be pretty uncomfortable with.
And we're seeing My Angel Anzu enter the lobby for China. You could expect him to take the hidden as well. Probably Mishni no mod for Poland and Ypan hard rock for sure. I think the mods are going to be concentrated on the top side of the screen for the side of Poland, though. With Rafal as well. Wait.
Yeah, there's the hard rock for Rafal. Ypan taking the hard rock for Poland. Hidden for Bartek, I think pretty much as expected, and Malashevsky, it looks like on the no mod, but I don't see any mods, so I'm not sure exactly if he's no mod or hidden. We'll see. Maybe we won't see, actually. We're not going to be sure unless until the end of the map, I don't think. But it is at least either the no mod or hidden for Malashevsky as expected. Hard rock for Crystal and hidden for My Angel Anzu. Actually, no mods for everyone else on both teams, though. A little unexpected in my book, at least for China. I really expected to see somebody like Milk Tea or David come in for the hard rock on this map, but it seems like they're doing just fine on this for now. My Angel Anzu going to be struggling a little bit on the hidden. Bartek having recovered from early on, and it's Rafal struggling with the hard rock for Poland. So again, you just see the mod preference for both these teams come out, but Lolo233, Milk Tea there, struggling on the no mod now. It's just Lolo235, David, and Crystal holding on for China at the moment. Look how small those circles are for Crystal right now, though. And there goes the entirety of Poland. They're all gone. It is all Crystal, baby. All Crystal all the time for China. This is the carry player that you need to have pop off in matches like this for China.
This is a situation that China wants as many times as they can get this matchup, having Crystal being the only combo in the lobby. But he is also the only combo on his team. That's a three-way break from the other members of China, but at this rate, it's not really going to matter. Crystal, all on his own, going to take this pick back in their favor, especially as Malashevsky finds another break. So it is, you said it, all Crystal all day. CS 7.8, he does not care. He is hitting all of these patterns, getting through the Ki section, and it is only slow part now.
Crystal? How are you hitting these like back and forth streams that go back on themselves 180 degrees in literal circles, 5-note circle streams on CS 7.8? The score is absolutely nuts from Crystal. This is wild to watch. In-match the full combo. In-match the hard rock full combo for Crystal. That is an incredible score. The entire lobby below 530k except for the lone full combo, up almost at 1 million score for Crystal. There are 5 hard rock full combos on this map on the leaderboard. 3 of them hard rock only and 2 hidden hard rock. That is 1 of 6 now for Crystal on that map. Absolutely insane. What a score.
We may have not gotten the Hard Rock Overmod, but we did get the Hard Rock score that really mattered. The full combo from Crystal, putting China on the board against Poland, seed 16, getting their point to equalize.
And that's how you want this match to start off, man. This losers bracket is a slaughterhouse in the World Cup this weekend, and China came here to play. They will not be put on the chopping block just yet. They are here to show that they can compete with the best of them. And Poland, not going to let up on the pressure, though. It's double time 1, picking right into more of that quote-unquote speed in this pool. I say quote-unquote speed. It's mostly an aim map for this DT1, but it is 279 BPM aim. So not something that a lot of players are all that comfortable with if you're not also a speed player to begin with.
Yeah. I like to say that despite DT1 being in the DT pool, people calling it an aim map most of the time, when the BPM reaches this high, I don't want to hear it. It's the speed map. At least for the most part, you need to have that base tapping to even be able to be comfortable on it. And we're going to see China completely exit the lobby here, get their roster set, while Poland, they're all ready to go on this. Tomasz, Malashevsky, Nahus, and Ypan on their side.
I think this is a really good roster for Poland. Ypan has honestly been on the come up for a long time, and it's really cool to finally see him be, one of these core roster members for Poland. This is somebody who, in previous years, 2021, 2022, was kind of that supporting member, the fourth player to come in on a few maps, especially in 2021, and do well enough for them. Last year, he started to come in more and more, and this year it feels like he's one of the core roster members for this Poland squad. He really has been showing up a lot in a lot of these matches, and very cool to see for him, because he used to be just a rank-restricted tournament player, right? This is a guy who was, 4-digit World Cup, 5K tournament player, 4-digit player for a very, very long time, and now has really made his way into the top brass of this Poland squad in the World Cup. And, of course, seeding number 2 and then getting knocked down to losers bracket is really rough for this team, but he is a part of this team that has made it very, very far in the World Cup and has put on a really, really good show. So we'll see exactly how well he can perform on this. Kasia Borowiecka as well, Tomasz Szyk in for this map, brand new player for Poland this year, and brought in specifically for these high AR DT aim picks on the side of Poland. So looking forward to seeing how well he does. China, they've got the core roster in for this one, Miles. It's Crystal and 3 Lolols in the lobby right now, in number order as well. Milk Tea, Kurumi, and David all in the lobby for China. We'll see how well they're able to perform on Poland's second pick here. Skin Thief was surprisingly close, so I have my hopes high for this one.
Yep. I know I was talking about how this is kind of like a speed map because of the base BPM, but we're seeing China going with the core roster means none of their speed fills on the roster are going to be coming in for this. It's the core roster. Going to be an early break for Tomasz, but map is fairly long, so that's not going to matter too much. With the accuracy lead that Poland has already accrued, it's going to stay in their favor, but that second break going to throw it back in favor of China for a second.
And another break for Tomasz, actually, so now China looking really good. Crystal will follow it up, though, but it's continued misses from Tomasz. There goes David, though, in the bottom left for China, and Kurumi as well. Complete collapse in the first key eye time for China, and that is now 3 full combos intact out of 4 for Poland, looking to bring this score pretty handily over to their side as this map continues to roll on. This is a custom map, by the way, mapped by Thunderbird for the OS World Cup. Shoutouts to Kai. First World Cup map as far as I know, so congrats to him finally getting in there. Another miss for Kurumi comes through, and at this point, it's Milk Tea versus the World, and the World is a little bit too heavy for Atlas, unfortunately. Can't do all the heavy lifting, and Malashevsky, Nahus, and Rafal are just popping off right now, still holding the 3-way full combo. 99% for both Rafal and Nahus at the moment. Oh, but that's a 2-way break for Malashevsky, Nahus. It's only Rafal now for Poland. There's better supporting combo for China, but that's a 400,000 score lead. It's all dependent on Rafal holding here for just a little bit longer, and even then, I don't know if China's combos will be enough. That's a 6-way reset, including all 4 members on China, and this map is over. Ypan, Rafal, the up-and-comer for the last couple of years for Poland, proving once again his worth as a member of this core roster and showing what it takes to compete in the semifinals here.
Dio, I mean, your third eye just opened. You were talking him up right before the map, and then he comes in right here with a DT1 FC. Great stuff from a... Oh, no, what the... Why?
He Slatterbroke 50 combo before that, by the way.
Wait, he did?
Yeah,
Oh.
he had
Okay,
50 combo going into the spinner.
I might be crazy. I might be blind, but still, 1 million score for Rafal, top scoring the lobby by a fair margin, 200k over Milk Tea. But yeah, second point for Poland on the board. They've gotten through 2 high BPM maps relatively, and now pick back to China. China, I think naturally in this matchup is going to be a little bit more in hot water in terms of picks, but they're going to instantly go for another free mod, and I think that's Zetsu.
It is. Yeah, I mean, your opponent bans out the free mod too. It's not really the same as Zetsu, right? These are 2 very different maps, but it's alt adjacent, kinda, sorta. There's not a lot to go off of here, right? China, I think, is picking more into their just strengths as a team, which is what you need to do against a roster that is as well-rounded and as strong as Poland's. Zetsu, Miles, you want to talk about Zetsu? Because I find this map really hard to talk about.
Yeah, Zetsu, it's a real package. I mean, like, there's a lot to take in this map. There's a little bit of finger control, there's a little bit of ult, and the ult I think I would categorize more to be in the aim control style of ult, where even though you do kind of have to flow the patterns, it's not like necessarily comfortable flow aim. So the ult I'll call awkward flow aim. And there's also a very difficult stream that overlaps on top of itself at around the 2/3 mark that I think is where we're going to see the majority of the breaks in this map. I think both teams are very well suited to put in strong 4-man rosters for this. We see 2 Lolos, Crystal, and Anzu in for the side of China, and we see 2 Sigmas and Bartek and Rafal for the side of Poland. Probably expecting to see Bartek hidden, Rafal Hard Rock, and then probably Anzu hidden and Milk Tea Hard Rock, if Crystal doesn't go Hard Rock, of course.
Yeah, I mean, I think we're seeing the Crystal Hard Rock. No, like, the dude just full comboed Sig. Surely he goes Hard Rock on this, too. At this point, it's just the comfort mod for Crystal, but I could see Milk Tea going in as well. But I think a lot of the members on this China squad are Hard Rock players secondarily, and more so just... Oh, no, it is actually the Milk Tea Hard Rock. You called it. Okay. Color me surprised. I would have thought for sure we'd have the Crystal Hard Rock on this map. But not going to be the case here as we wait for the client to refresh here for a second. Hopefully we'll get in just a moment. I'm actually a little curious as to why we don't see Kurumi in for this map for China, but Maya Angelanzu has been, I think, one of the longer standing supporting members for this squad, and at this point has been in for I don't know how many Otis World Cups for this Team China. So I'm not super surprised to see them in, especially on these free mods, taking the hidden, taking some of that burden off of the other core members with regard to taking those mods. Obviously, this map, far easier no mod than either hidden or hard rock. It's CS4 AR 9.5. You're really going to have some kind of struggles with either the hidden or hard rock on this. Hidden more so due to the patterning. That awkward low aimy control alt patterning is really, really difficult alongside the finger control. It can make reading so difficult for this sort of map. And apparently we are getting an abort. David was kicked out of the lobby somehow. So we're going to go ahead and get everyone back in and restart this map so that we can keep things rolling somewhat smoothly for both of these teams.
Yeah, I think Kurumi being in this is less of him not being comfortable, and I think it's more of Milk Tea, David, and Crystal being more comfortable on the Hard Rock and Nomad, and Anzu being there for the hidden specifically. I think he is going to be better on this than Kurumi on the hidden in particular. But yeah, otherwise, getting into Zetsu, we've got the mod players in the middle of the screen. We've got the nomads on the far reaches of it, so a little bit of aesthetic there, if you're into that.
All right, get into Zetsu. We're going to see whether this Team China has some gas in the tank to put up a second score or whether Poland will start to pull ahead. The expectation for this match in almost everyone's minds is for Poland to be far stronger in the match overall. You look at the pick'ems, it is 4.9% of people, only 60 votes for China on this match on the pick'em site, whereas well over 1,000 votes for Poland, 95% of people voting their way. So the overwhelming sentiment is that Poland is the stronger team here. You look at the qualifier scores, you look at scores in previous weekends, all of that rings true. So China really needing to upset here as the underdogs in this matchup in order to frankly take more than 1 point, I think, in this match. Like, it is very hard for this team to win against this Poland squad on any one map in particular. Crystal needing the full combo on the last free mod just to get the point for China. And maybe we'll see something similar here. Crystal has been one of the best members of China for a very, very long time. Has played in so many World Cups, not just in Standard, but in other modes as well. So I think a lot of hopes rest on Crystal's shoulders for this match, alongside, of course, Milk Tea, who I think is that next carry player for China when you look at the roster overall. Right now, it's 4 full combos, though, just an accuracy difference, giving Poland the slight score lead they have, less than 50k at the moment, with everyone still holding on. We are halfway through, though, Miles. This is not a short map either. We're almost 2 minutes into the pick, and no one has broken yet.
Yeah, well, that's about to change right now because we are getting to the guitar solo, and that means the streams that overlap on themselves.
Oh my god.
Don't break on the first one, but here's the really difficult one. Crystal, Malashevsky, David, all finding breaks, and Anzu as well. And now suddenly we see why nobody has broken until then.
Yeah, Raffle breaking as well for Poland.
So it's 2 FCs to 1 in favor of Poland still. Bartek and Nahu's still holding on up against only Milk Tea on the Hard Rock. Hard Rock players getting through that stream, by the way. Very impressive.
Nahus and Bartek, though, on these no-mod plays, able to get better accuracy, able to kind of cheese their way through some of the spacing in that pattern. Milk Tea's really got his work cut out for him here on this map if he wants to bring China to a win. But it's all dependent on, I think, both of these full combos missing for Poland now, as we're kind of past the point of no return for just the supporting score to bring back the win for China if one of them drops, right? The score lead's still going up, even with the supporting scores that we have on Team China. And there goes Anzu as well. Yeah, it's going to take both FCs dropping here for Poland to lose this pick. And Milk Tea needing to hold. And there goes Milk Tea on a slider. That slider break seals the deal. It's Poland taking the point. Bartek and Nahus, the 2 no-mod players for this roster. Sigma Ma holding strong for Poland, and that is the higher seed in this matchup, asserting some dominance in the match, Miles.
And Nahus does find the break near the end, but Bartek looking to hold through this difficult finger control section at the end to lock in that FC on Fremont 3. It's like almost through the finger control section, and he is. He's just got a few more patterns to go until we see an FC. Now don't choke on me, Bartek. Thank you. That's a full combo, top left slot in the lobby. The veteran player for this Poland roster, Bartek, coming in hot with a clutch full combo to give them a breakpoint advantage.
Yeah, Bartek, I think at this point, the longest standing member of the Poland roster, right? Like,
no, Rafis.
Rafis, yes. Yep. But Bartek has been here for, I mean, he's the other veteran on the squad, right? Rafis aside, he has one of the longest standing runs for Poland, alongside like Rafis and Webelwolf. So this guy at this point has been around for years and years and years, and is very comfortable on the World Cup stage, or at least should be, with how many tournaments he's played, how many big tournaments he's been in the final stages of. So if you want to leave some of that pressure to one of these members, you're looking to Rafis, you're looking to Bartek, some of these players who have been around for a long time and can handle the sort of pressure that comes with playing in the losers bracket on the World Cup stage like this.
And he just shows his worth right there, getting that FC. It takes some cojones to get some full combos in semifinals and losers bracket as well. So yeah, that score, very big for Poland, taking a breakpoint advantage early, showing exactly why they're number 2 seed in the tournament. And now pick going back to Poland, they've still got some speed left in the pool. They've got DT2, and they're just going to go straight on into it. Break Through the Night, a custom map by Neto. This one being a little bit more stamina focused than the speed focused, or than the burst focused, sorry. You see China banning out that DT3. They decided to leave this one open, I think, for a reason.
I mean, we saw that reason on Skin Thief, right? China made it look close there on the first pick for Poland, so I think kind of dissuaded Poland from going for this pick second, because it was a lot closer than I think a lot of people expected it to be on Skin Thief. And this map, definitely more similar to Skin Thief than to any of the other picks in the pool. A little bit more finger control focused alongside those streams, and they are about the same BPM. This is 228 BPM after double time. So very, very similar to Skin Thief in BPM, in style of map, pretty much everything. The one thing for this map, though, the streams are a lot shorter in this map than in Skin Thief. You don't have those 128-note death streams in this map. I don't remember exactly how long they get up to, but they're not Skin Thief tier. So I think China going to be even more comfortable on this sort of map than they were on something like Skin Thief. You see these speedier players coming back in for China. David actually staying in this time alongside Milk Tea, Z Numbers, and Survivor. It's Kasia Borowicka, Malashevsky, Rafis, and Rafal in for Poland now.
As much as I think the shorter stream length does benefit China, I think it also does benefit Poland. You saw some of their players struggling on the stamina late into that map. I think their players are going to be a lot more comfortable across the board on this. A little bit more standard stream size for your DT2. Seeing an early break coming out of Rafis, but it's not really going to matter.
These early misses, kind of infamously not that important in most maps, as breaks near the start matter far less than breaks near the middle of the map, or even near the end, honestly, where nerves can start to take into play and you see more chain misses. There's a random slider break from Milk Tea early on in the map as well. So Raps' combo now doing a little bit of work to bring the score lead back over to Poland. Accuracy doing a little bit here for Poland, a couple of low accuracy plays for China. There go both Z Numbers and Rafal at the exact same time. It's a trade of combos for both of these teams. You're looking at two full combos for both sides. Tomas Sheik, Malashevsky, and now David actually breaking. It's Survivor X4 on the only full combo for China against Tomas Sheik and Sigma 2115. Kasia Borowicka and Malashevsky holding those FCs. There goes Milk Tea once again now. It's only Z Numbers with about a 270 combo for China against this two-way FC from Tomas Sheik and Sigma 2115. Kasia Borowicka and Malashevsky holding strong for this roster. I mean, these are the exact types of maps that Kasia was brought in for, right? This is why Poland picked him for this roster, and it's starting to show here in the semifinals.
And we're speaking of roster building, this is why China wants more speed players, Dio. Like, they want to be able to win maps like this because this has just been like the missing piece, the missing infinity stone that China needs to really be a top seed in this tournament. See them so strong on some other maps, but this speed is just something that Poland is able to take against them every day of the week.
Well, there goes Tomas. So now it's just Malashevsky holding on. Sigma 2115, top right corner for Poland against these three big combos now for China. This is actually a little scary for Poland here, but it's 400k. I mean, unless Malashevsky misses now and we see everyone on China hold through the ending, it's not going to go over. And unfortunately, it does not seem like Malashevsky's intent on missing in this map, Miles. 700k and climbing, full combo still intact through the 1/3 there. The stop and go section not giving him any trouble. He continues to hold. He continues to pop off. This is the guy who full comboed Astral Empire with Hidden. 228 BPM is not speed yet to this player, and he is right at home on these sorts of patterns. 3-way reset, 4-way reset for China as well. There was never any doubt Poland taking yet another speed pick in this match.
But one thing, though, they have now exhausted, I think, all of the speed left in the pool. It is only a single double time map left that shall not be named. Double time 4, Karo Karo Sax. Not really a speed
you said
map.
Shall not be named and then immediately named it. What's up, bro?
Yeah.
What's going on with that? What's good with that?
I think, Dio. I think. Its reputation shall not be named. Okay, that's
okay.
I'll amend it. But yeah, now 4-1 advantage for Poland. They need 2 more points for this match. China, though, pick back in their court. If they lose it here, they have Poland picking at match point. So they really need to have a good selection here.
All right, let's see where China wants to go here. They lose this map, and they are down 5-1 match point with the next pick going over to Poland. So this is a really important pick for China, right? We were talking about this before the match. Maybe we see them go into the Nomad 2-3-4. Because honestly, I don't see them wanting to pick into Blue Zenith here. I don't see them wanting to pick into any of the just pure aim maps. China is usually a team that likes to go into that kind of stuff, but when you get to this level against a team like Poland, who has such ridiculously good aim players, it's very hard to justify that kind of pick over stuff that your core roster is usually a little bit stronger on, like the ult, like the tech. So I feel like we're probably going to see a Nomad 2-3-4, but I think if they are going to pick something else, it's going to be something like the Nomad 1, Hard Rock 1, 3-Mod 1.
Yeah, China, traditionally a very strong tech team. That's why I really want them to pick Tataton. I think like it's something that really fits a lot of their strength in the awkward flow aim and the tech element. It's all in that map. But they're going to pick Blue Zenith.
Wow. Okay.
That just happened. China just picked Blue Zenith into Poland. That just happened. That is not what I expected at all. After losing a lot of mechanics maps, they go for the streams. But you know, I mentioned it before this match. China, they got number 4 on the Nomad 2 in qualifiers. This team can play 200 BPM stamina for sure. The flow aim is good for them as well. I actually am starting to go back. I think this might be a decent pick for China. Or it's a faith pick is what it is.
Yeah, this is a faith pick. China putting all their eggs in the Blue Zenith basket, hoping to see some kind of victory here against Poland. 200 BPM stamina, not something you usually want to pick into a team with players like Malashevsky on it, with players like Mastash on it, who are really comfortable on this sort of BPM and as stream players. But China, again, number 4 overall on the qualifiers Nomad 2, and that's really the only point of comparison we have to go off for a map like Blue Zenith. There has not been a similar sort of really comfortable, flow aim focused, high stamina stream map like that in the pools since we saw the qualifiers Nomad 2. So for China, I think you're looking at the qualifier scores and you're saying, hey, like, we can pop off on this. We can do really well on this. We should just go for this, because what else do we have right now? We have the tech maps, we have the aim maps. Well, we've already lost something like Zetsu, so maybe your confidence going into ult, going into gimmick against a Poland squad like this isn't that as high as it once may have been. And I don't know, China throwing it all into Blue Zenith here. We'll see exactly how well they are able to perform on a map like this. You expect the roster to be pretty similar to the one from Nomad 2 in qualifiers, and it was exactly, well, actually 3 of 4 of these players. Survivor X4 coming back in, Karumi and Milk Tea coming back in, Lolo 234 and 233, and Mid C replacing Z numbers for them on this map as compared to the qualifiers. Poland with almost the exact same roster. Rafał coming in for the side of Kasia Barwika on this map. So really similar rosters for both teams. And Mid-C did play the qualifiers Nomad 2 in one of China's runs, so not entirely a surprise here. Already an early break for Karumi on the top right for China, as we get into, well, one of the most well-known, if not the most well-known map of all time in this game. It's Blue Zenith with Hard Rock, the classic, El Clásico, as just one of the most well-known stream maps in the game.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like the nerves must be through the roof for these players. You get to play on such an iconic stage for the World Cup. We have almost 8,000 viewers, I think, if not over. Get to play that representing your country in the tournament of all time. Gonna be nerves running high here. We see breaks coming out of Rafis and Malashevsky as well. Rafis, one player with a lot of history in this map as well. I believe he was one of the first FCs on this, if not the first FC, period, with no mod, by the way. So, definitely coming back to slay some demons here. Into the kick slider jumps. See a break from Survivor X4, and into the slow part, it is 2 big combos for China up against 2 big combos for Poland, but with a slight advantage for Poland.
Yeah, full combos still intact for both Mustache and Raffle. What is that miss from Milk Tea, by the way? Just missing on the aim in the very slow part. That's unlucky. Can't call it anything but unlucky for Milk Tea, honestly. Like, it's a bit sad to miss there. Mustache and Raffle on the full combos right now for Poland. Rafis and Malashevsky on about the same 400 supporting combo, and support for China not there. 200 combo max for both of those scores right now from Survivor and Milk Tea. So definite combo advantage for Poland going into the next more difficult section of this map. Accuracy as well on the side of Poland. There goes Rafis. Is one of the supporting combos gone for Poland, but not one of the combos that you need to see miss if you're rooting for China right now. There goes Karumi and Milk Tea. That big combo for Karumi being gone puts all the pressure on Mid-C here to perform for China right now. There goes Rafal. That's one of the FCs gone for Poland now. It's Mustache and Mid-C holding onto the full combos, but the support for Poland is coming from Malashevsky right now. An 8-900 combo for him going into the end of this stream section, and the second KI time. Who can hold during this part of the map? Mustache misses!
Okay, into the space streams. There goes Malashevsky as well. It's all on Mid-C. The newcomer for Team China. Can he hold through these space streams? 100k of score lead for Poland. Lots of chain misses on the side of China. He is the only big combo in the lobby, and he's got his work cut out from him. Does he get through these jumps?
He misses on the aim! There's actually no way. There's actually no way
he misses on the aim. Oh my god.
It's actually in the script. Like, this map just has a script, man. I don't know. This map just has its own script.
Aim in my stream map, Mid-C. He had the opportunity to do a once-in-a-lifetime thing, but he just misses on the jumps, and now Poland gonna look to coast into the ending on this, or maybe not. We do see breaks coming out from Rafal and Mustache, but there isn't really the combo there on China to really respond. It's all on the chain misses from Poland that it's going back in favor of China, and Raf is breaking again. It is going over.
There goes Milk Tea as well, though. It's another miss for China, but you have better combo overall on the team. 300, 400 for all of these members. They all broke in the exact same spot, and they're all matching the combo from Malashevsky on the side of Poland right now. There goes Rafa with the chain miss. Survivor will match it. There goes Milk Tea as well, and Karumi misses as well at the very start of the last KI time. I think that's it, Miles. Malashevsky and Mustache to hold during the last KI time of Blue Zenith. Mustache will chain miss there, but it's not going to matter. 200k and no combo on the side of China. Malashevsky to finish it out as well. He chain misses the entirety of the last stream of the map. Not going to matter. Poland will take Blue Zenith, and China now backs against the wall. 5-1 match point for Poland.
Mid-C, though, getting the top score in the lobby, nearing 600k. Very impressive from the newcomer for China. Just not really having the support needed to take down the Polish mountain on this map. But yep, Poland...
That aim miss for Mid-C.
Yeah, dude. And he actually comboed most of the streams after that. He had about 600 more combo in the bank if he were to hit that pattern. But nonetheless, another break point for Poland. Now, China backs against the wall. Poland picking for their elimination. And they've just got a lot of places they can go in the map pool. They have only picked speed in this match, but with the 2 breakpoints in tow now, they can really go anywhere else in the pool, despite speed being completely gone.
Yeah, and this is now where it gets really rough for China. You've lost Blue Zenith, you've lost Zetsu. Poland kind of pick of the litter here. I feel like we may be seeing the map which shall not be named in this map pool.
Please.
Although I would not be surprised to see Poland pick into something like the Hidden 1 or the Hidden 2 here, especially against a team like China. I feel like the Hidden 2 is a very, very good pick for this team.
There's just so many good picks for this Polish roster here. There's been no aim touched in this lobby apart from the DT1. I think that's somewhere where they can go, and they do go for the Nomad 1. Fire Truckin' Friday.
Fire Truckin' Friday. Custom map by Melon Boy, better known as Fuko. Fuko, a very, very well-known aim mapper with such classics as Packet Hero, for example, the OG Packet Hero from way back in the day, before you saw the Random Otaku set, for example. This guy's been around for years and years, finally got into custom mapping with tournaments relatively recently with Course Ace, and now brought on to the OS World Cup as well. This map is awesome. It's just pure aim pretty much all the way through. There are some awkward patterns. There are some really, really easily missable sliders in this map as well. I think a lot of times for most players, you're going to see lower miscount than slider break count on a map like this because it's really tough to be consistent on all of them. And I think that's for the first time in this lobby we see Michny come in for Poland. Very, very good aim player. We'll see if he actually slots into one of those top 4 spots in the lobby and stays in for Poland on this map, but I wouldn't be too surprised to see him stay here.
I believe Michny did play Sig as well. And it looks like someone is slotting out for him. Ralphal going to be leaving the lobby, it looks like, so could expect Michny to take that spot. But yeah, man, Melon Boy, he's been, I think, the premier Nomad 1 mapper in the last year and a half. He made a few good maps, I think, in recent memory. There's Katamari on the Wings, which I think was his first custom map he made last year. In OWC, he was round of 32, and then he made Tyranny for Corsairs Closed, now coming back for a map of similar star rating for OSU World Cup. 7.49 stars, just as you mentioned, just full screen jumps almost all the way through. Really satisfying to play as well.
Yeah, 7.5 stars does not do this map justice. This is harder than 7.5 stars. It is so consistently difficult and really tests how consistent your aim is on these kinds of lower BPM aim consistency picks with how wide the aim is all the way through. Some early misses coming out for David and Milk Tea here. This map does not pull any punches. It's hard from the very start. There are some relatively easier patterns here, but then this pattern hits, and the pattern right after hits, and you're expecting some misses here. One to come out from Michny. Let's see if anybody else misses on either of these teams. Nobody missing that square pattern, so a little bit of a combo advantage for Poland, but not too far behind is China, with combos still going strong through this intro.
And this is that scary China core roster in. You have Crystal and 3 Lolos in order once again in the lobby. 233, 234, and 235. Yeah, leave right now going to be balanced on a knife's edge. We have a slight advantage towards Team Poland right now. But on a moment's notice, if a break does come out, it can go back in favor of China, especially as everyone gets through that first chorus. Very impressive.
This is a really high caliber aim lobby right now. Getting all the way through that first KI time is so difficult. There's multiple misses on the slider jumps for China. It's a 3-way reset, and now only David has combo for them. I feel like I may have jinxed them there, saying that everybody was doing so well, and it's China paying the price. David, the only combo left. He's not even on the FC. He does have a better supporting combo than Michny, but that 3-way FC holding strong for Poland. Now 2-way FC with Malashevsky and Nahus respectively on the top and bottom of the screen. Still looking so good for them. Nahus, a fantastic aim player. Malashevsky with I don't know how many hidden Hard Rock #1s on aim maps throughout this game. This is comfort zone for both of these players, and unfortunately for China's core roster, as comfortable as they might be on a pick like this, it's Poland's territory, and they're continuing to hold here. Michny as well with the good supporting score. It's 260k and climbing. There's only so much that this score from David can do. Crystal and Milk Tea have built up some supporting combo, but Mustache is right there alongside Milk Tea. And this is not looking good for China right now, Miles. Poland looking to put an end to their OWC run.
Yeah, I mean, man, looking at this Poland squad right now, they have almost 3 full combos going into the final third of this Nomad 1. And I don't know if we're going to see much better than that this weekend. I know it's only the second match, but, like, this Poland team score right now is absurd. What are they doing? The Sigmas... This is Demon Aim, and they are just absolutely shredding their way through it. 1200 combo on Michny as well. You know, you're going to see it next time. Your YouTube Shorts algorithm, whatever the Sigma videos are, they're going to be showing this performance from Nahus and Malashevsky.
Oh my god. Seriously, this is an absurd team score. David misses there. It is all but over for China, as Poland has amassed an over 600,000 team score with 2 full combos still intact here going into the ending. Mustache breaks, Michny breaks, but it just doesn't matter. The 2 Sigmas holding here for Poland right now. Malashevsky and Nahus on the top and bottom, making it look easy, man. The accuracy for both of these players is just absurd. Nahus will finally find a drop here at the very end of the map. It's Malashevsky left holding alone now for Poland, but There's no way there's any sort of a comeback here for China. 700k, the match is over. Poland will eliminate China, and the only question now is, does Malashevsky finish out what is currently a 1x100 full combo on this map? This is an obscene score.
If you're trusting anyone to lock out that FC, Malashevsky is the guy, and it looks like through those last triples and the triangle, it is done. Malashevsky getting the FC on Nomad 1, and the Polish Mountain moves on to the next matchup.
China, to their credit, they got 1 point against Poland. I think if you're looking at this as a winner's bracket match, that's a good result for Team China, but unfortunately, Poland knocked down to loser's bracket means that China has what, in this case, was not a winnable matchup. This is one of the strongest teams in the tournament for a reason, showing off there on the last couple of picks. And Poland will move on into the top 8. They will knock China out of the tournament in top 12. And China, you know, they actually had a pretty good World Cup run. They made it through into the top 12. They were seed 16 out of qualifiers, and so they do overperform their seeding. But I think for a lot of people, for 95% of people, based on the Pick'em site, there was never any doubt. Poland, the number 2 seeded team in the tournament, and originally one of the contenders to win the entire thing, moving on into the top 8. They will face the winner of United States versus Sweden.
And that is going to be an absolutely unreal matchup if it does happen as expected. Obviously, United States, they still have to get through Sweden, but I think they're heavily favored in that matchup. So we're going to have to wait and see for that one. But for now, I think... When is our next match, Dio?
Our next match is in about 50 minutes. A little less than an hour. It is going to be United States versus Sweden coming up in about an hour. So take a short break, grab a meal or a snack, come on back, watch United States versus Sweden. I think that matchup is going to be relatively similar to this one. I'm very interested to see how the scores from both United States and Poland compare. But also, Sweden has been on the up and up through this tournament. They are seed 23 originally out of qualifiers, currently in the top 12. So this is a team that can overperform against some of these higher seeded rosters and pop off when it matters. So we'll see how well they're able to do against the United States. For now, we want to say goodbye to China. Congratulations on top 12. Unfortunately, not going to be able to replicate the run they had, or that they would have had last year. But they do still overperform their seeding, and I think you can't be too upset by saying that you were knocked out of the tournament by losing to the number 1 seed in winner's bracket and the number 2 seed in loser's bracket. Unlucky strokes for China there, only losing to seed 1 and 2 in South Korea and Poland, but sometimes that's just the way the bracket shakes out, and we will say goodbye to China here. Thank you for playing in the US World Cup, and congrats to Poland for moving on to the top 8. For now, we're going to send you off with that. Thank you all for watching. Thank you to our referee and operator behind the scenes. Thank you to Miles for forecasting alongside me, of course. And we'll see you back here in about 50 minutes for the United States versus Sweden.